These massive trees won't become lumber. They're beginning a completely different journey. Broken down, separated into millions of cellulose fibers, then transformed from a water-rich mixture into a soft, continuous sheet of tissue. This is how toilet paper is made at industrial scale. Debarked logs are cut into small, relatively uniform chips. Consistent chip size helps the cooking process work more evenly. The wood chips are cooked to break down the wood structure and release cellulose fibers, the basic building blocks of paper. The raw pulp is washed, screened, and cleaned to remove dissolved material, uncooked fragments, and remaining contaminants. Through several bleaching and washing stages, the pulp gradually turns white. But it still isn't paper. It's simply cellulose fibers suspended in water. The white pulp is diluted, mixed, and carefully controlled to create a stable fiber suspension before entering the paper machine. Pumps and control valves continuously regulate the flow, so the fiber supply remains uniform. The headbox spreads the cellulose suspension into a thin, uniform layer across the full width of the machine. This is where paper begins to form. Water drains through the forming fabric, while the cellulose fibers remain on top and bond together into a continuous wet tissue sheet. The tissue still contains a great deal of water, so pressure and vacuum remove more moisture before drying. The tissue is transferred onto a massive heated cylinder called a Yankee dryer. Heat and hot air remove the remaining moisture as the sheet keeps moving. Once nearly dry, a doctor blade removes the tissue from the Yankee surface. This creeping action creates microscopic folds that make the tissue softer, bulkier, and more flexible. Multiple tissue layers are combined into 2-ply and passed through embossing rollers, adding texture, bulk, and softness. Perforations are added at regular intervals. Then the tissue is rewound around cardboard cores into long logs. The finished tissue is wound into enormous parent rolls. This marks the end of paper making and the beginning of converting. The long tissue logs are cut into individual toilet rolls at precise widths. The rolls are inspected, grouped, and automatically packaged before moving to palletizing. Robots stack the finished packs layer by layer onto pallets. The loads are wrapped, stored, and finally loaded onto trailers for distribution. From wood chips to toilet tissue, cellulose is separated, formed into a sheet, dried, softened, embossed, cut, and packaged, all through one continuous industrial process.